Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and not wait till it's Monday on the Tuesday show with Ted and CJ. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and not wait till it's Monday on the Tuesday show with Ted and CJ. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and not wait till it's Monday on the Tuesday show with Ted and CJ. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and not wait till it's Monday on the Tuesday show with Ted and CJ.
Ignore me.
I'll ignore you all the time.
Ignore what I just said.
Yeah, everything he just said.
Ignore everything that I've said since 1900 hours.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were going to go for a year 19 something. I mean, I didn't know you were 19 anything. So
yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, it's all gone downhill in the 2000s.
It really has.
Yeah.
It really has.
Yeah, but I tell you what else has gone down, not downhill. Tell you who else appeared in our purview.
Use your words, Ted.
Yes, since the year 2000, since in this millennium. I'm just talking bollocks here now.
Apparently.
And that is David, who's in the chat.
David, welcome back, my friend. Our friend of the show.
Yeah.
Friends forever.
Yeah. Handy Googler.
Yeah.
Somebody in the background.
Fact checker extraordinaire. You are the show's fact checker.
Yeah. It's like Joe Rogan has got Jamie, who does all the fact checking and stuff in the background. We've got David, who comes into the chat when he can be bothered to say hello. Nice to see you back. Here's one for the chat. This might affect nobody. Depends on who's already in the chat. But I would be genuinely interested, and I don't know about you, CJ, but I certainly would like to know whether or not us moving to the 9 p.m. slot, giggity, has actually been is useful to them.
Right, hang on. 9 p.m. slot, giggity. Just makes it sound like you're going after prostitutes.
What? Well, great. I don't know what mental gymnastics got you there.
I don't know. It's been a weird week.
Or maybe it doesn't take much to get you to the point of prostitutes, but there we go.
Well, in this day and age, in this economy, no.
Not that anybody could afford it, so
no, I certainly couldn't.
No.
Even if I wanted to. David has said he has ChatGPT now.
Wow!
So I learned what GPT stood for the other day, and I've forgotten. I've now forgotten what it was. it like actually has a
grand pause Torah.
Sure.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. The Great Pig Tribunal.
Yeah. Do you remember the Great Pig Tribunal?
Yeah. Do you remember the Great Pig Tribunal of 1874?
My God, they were in that courtroom for years. Yes.
Generative pre-trained transformer. That's what it was. I learned that.
There's no way I could have guessed that, and there's no way I've even remembered it since you said it.
Exactly.
And that was only a couple of seconds ago.
Right. I think I prefer.
I just call it chat.
I prefer Great Pig Tribunal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll make that a thing. Great Pig Tribunal.
Yeah. And apparently there's been 4 of them. The Great Pig Tribunal 4 is what we're on now. In ChatGPT. So,
hey, here's a handy tip. if you're using ChatGPT and you've forgotten what GPT stands for, why not ask ChatGPT?
I mean, I feel like I know what it's going to do, but I need to try this now.
Okay.
What is it? OpenAI.com.
It is.
What does GPT stand for in ChatGPT? GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. Here's a breakdown of what each part means. Generative. The model is capable of generating text, which means it can produce human-like responses based on the input it receives. Pre-trained. Before being fine-tuned for specific tasks, the model is trained on a large data set, allowing it to understand a wide range of language patterns and information. Transformer. This refers to the architecture of the model, which is designed to handle and process sequences of text effectively. It's a type of deep learning model that has revolutionized natural language processing. So, ChatGPT is a chatbot based on the GPT model that generates text in response to user input.
Excellent.
I mean, could you find a more, AI version of what is AI?
Well, I mean, you could always get it to change the tone of what it's just told you.
You can?
There we go. Right, okay. I mean, pre-trained. Pre-trained, but pre-trained to be fairly woke as well.
Okay.
It gives the answers that you would expect, which handy in most arenas.
I guess so.
What was the T again?
Transformer. Transformers. Robots in disguise.
Yeah.
Which is literally what it... Maybe that's why they wanted to use the word transformer, so they could pretend that AI is actually the Transformers.
Mm-hmm. And it could be. Could be.
Now I wish I had a Transformers style transition with the old flipping of the logo thing. I could just put literally right after that, and we can move on to the next thing.
Yeah. Didn't we have one of those at some point? Or was it Batman?
We did Batman.
We did have a...
Yeah, we did thing. Batman, and you did a coin spinning thing, which was similar, but not quite a Transformers transition. So I did a Transformers transition for my gaming channel once, and
cool story.
Yeah, cool story, bro.
Yeah.
Apparently, Grok 3 is funnier.
Okay.
According to David, Grok 3 is funnier. I don't know what Grok 3 is, but now I have to Google that as well. So, but this is great because it means I can, with my camera now being stabilized, I can tap away on my keyboard all day long, and it's not going to shake the camera. So,
yeah.
Grok 3 beta.
Only half of that was a euphemism.
Yeah, sure.
And Grok, yes, Grok is the X.
XAI, yeah.
XAI.
Oh, fucking social media. Oh, okay. Speaking of social media,
never used it, but I think you can tag it. That's the impression I get. You can tag it in a post and say, "Hey, what's such and such," and then it will then respond.
Okay.
Or something like. I've not had time to even think about it. So I've not done an awful lot with that. But Eddie, in what way is it funnier? Yeah, tell us more, David.
Yeah, let us know, David.
Let us know in the chat.
But speaking of social media, so I'm not sure if you're aware, I've come off of Facebook now as well. I'm now no longer on social media at all.
Oh wow!
I just found myself doom scrolling on Facebook and I found something interesting on Reddit, which actually really defines why I wanted to come away from social media completely. And I shall share my screen to demonstrate. It's this. The less you use Facebook, the more random notifications they throw at you. And I actually found this. Like, if I just didn't look at Facebook for a day and then go back in, although I turned all the notifications off because I hate those little red dots on icons, it does my head in. But I find when I did go back on Facebook, I've then got notifications for shit that I'm really just not interested in. It just goes, oh, we think you might be interested in trousers for ducks. I'm like, no, I'm really not. Go away. Leave me alone. And even when you're sitting there going, not interested, clicking on the button saying this isn't relevant, don't care about it, they just find more shit to throw at you.
Yeah.
And I just got so bored of it. I was like, no, I'm done. I'm out. I'm done with Facebook. So that was it. That was the last one. Facebook. My account is still there, so I can use Messenger because my family doesn't understand what WhatsApp is apparently. But so we all communicate through Messenger. So that's the only reason I actually have an active Meta account at the moment is because of Messenger.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason why I've kept it is for sort of work purposes and sort of managing pages, which reminds me that I need to. I'm still going to get. I'm going to get notifications from about 14 different Facebook accounts.
Yep.
Which I need to get myself off. So there we go.
Yep.
Yeah. God. Right. Okay. There's always something to do, isn't there?
Yeah.
I managed to miss that in my mopping up exercise today.
I remember quitting a job years ago, and like when I got this phone, and it goes through, restoring from backup or transferring from another phone. It started transferring accounts from a company I hadn't been with for like 5 years. I'm like, yeah, this probably shouldn't be happening. So I delete that, go through, delete all of that stuff. Yeah, it's amazing the stuff that you find years later.
Yeah.
I found, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So there we go.
Yeah. What's new? What's new in your world, Ted? What's new in your world?
Nothing's new. It's all old or non-existent.
Okay.
Yeah. That bodes well, doesn't it? No. No, nothing new. Nothing exciting, but who knows? Maybe if you've got something new and exciting for me, get in touch.
Wait, what are we talking about here? I've got some new grey hairs. You can have those if you really want. I won't tell you where they are. Yeah, you'll have to guess where they are.
I don't want to guess where they are. I'd rather just be in the dark. Literally.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think I genuinely grey hair just is everywhere now.
That's a condition of getting old.
Yeah,
and a condition of stress, I think.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's it. But
well,
I was thinking, you don't think I should dye my hair then?
I think you should do whatever makes you happy, bud. Yeah.
No, that's not the answer. Stop being so bloody compliant with everybody, everything that they want to do.
Right, look. You do whatever makes you happy. Right, okay, so when people say do whatever makes you happy or do what makes you happy, but it's actually part of that's a short part of a longer sentence.
Yeah.
The full sentence is do whatever makes you happy because I really don't give a shit.
See, that's what you should have said. I just don't give a shit.
It's like when people, when people in a relationship, they go, "It's not you, it's me." That's part of a longer sentence of, "It's not you, it's me. It's me that's ending this relationship because I can't stand the fucking sight of you." That's a classic Jimmy Carr. So Jimmy Carr jokes.
Okay. Yes. Well, all right. I'll rephrase that. I've considered. You know what? The thing is, the grey. The grey beard, it gets to the point where I think it doesn't even look in places where I've got a beard. It just looks like I've got grey skin. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
My beard hair, or the grey in my beard becomes much more prominent when the beard grows out a little bit. I think that's why I quite like keeping it fairly short, is it's less pronounced. It's still there, certainly around here, but it's less pronounced.
Yeah, I feel like I look a bit less grey when I've had a haircut. I've not had a haircut for a while, so I'm looking at my very much oldest, I think.
Okay. What you need is a fresh new haircut and a clean shave, and you'll look like 15 years younger.
Yeah, but worse. That's
but worse.
Thing.
Okay.
But I've seen this in on the internet, like memes and stuff. It's like, do I look younger and worse, or keep the beard?
I don't know what worse means. How do you look worse without a beard? Well, no, I get it. Now I've said it out loud, I actually understand.
Yeah,
yeah, it clicked as I said it out loud.
Keep it. Yeah, keep the beard. There's been a hard won. What do you call it? decisions made on beards in uniform, and it would be an absolute waste and a travesty to not have a beard.
Isn't there? I don't want to get too deep into it, but I'm sure there's like rules on that it's supposed to be a more uniform color, or essentially it's got to look presentable. I think is what I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. I'm not in the military. I don't know, and I don't care.
Do you think I look presentable? I think I look presentable.
Yeah.
It depends what you're trying to present, I suppose.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, uniform color. I mean, the thing is, it is natural. This is the difference between natural hair and not natural hair. It's like my hair is naturally this color, so I've got this kind of two-tone nonsense going on.
Natural camouflage, Ted.
Yeah, that's right. If I was, caught in a room full of,
Santa Claus.
I don't know, tabby cats or something.
I was thinking if you're at a Santa Claus convention, it's natural camouflage.
Anyway, I tell you what isn't camouflage. What stands out is the fact that the chat is kicking off.
Yeah.
Still only with David, though. He says, David, this is going back to Grok. He says, if you download the app, it will argue with you, or you set it to be any kind of topics.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're off to Egypt in May?
He says he's off to Egypt in May. Fantastic.
I thought that was maybe an example of a topic that you put into the Grok 3 app.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. But he says the grey does suit you, though, Ted, and I agree. It does suit you. It signifies and accentuates your wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it suits you.
Wisdom.
That's my nice way of saying you're getting old.
Yeah. Anyway, what's new in your world?
So a few grey hairs for sure.
Yep.
I'll say all I can really say. It's been a very stressful week this week. I'm pretty sure I've sprouted many more grey hair this week. But yeah, I mean I can't really talk too much about work and my job and such like. But yeah, it's just been a busy, stressful week.
Yeah, I can't talk too much about my job either.
Well, no, surely now you can talk about.
Well, yeah, that's a good point actually.
You can talk as much shit about them as you want.
Yeah, but also no. Anyway, what have you got for us tonight?
Well, I've been scouring the depths of the internet as always, and found a few interesting things for us to look at. Now, this has been an argument for years or generations, perhaps. When you put a toilet roll on a toilet roll holder, and the end, is that towards you or towards the wall? What's your preference on this? Where do you sit on that one?
Well, this is an easy one because there is a right answer, and that is it comes over and towards you.
Okay. Obviously, there are people in the world who believe that it goes over towards the wall, so it's away from you. However, someone has come up with an ingenious idea that actually you can have it both ways. You can genuinely have it both ways. Look at that.
Yeah.
Now, by the fact that the towards the person is smaller than the towards the wall, leads me to believe that the majority believe that towards them is the proper way of doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that I found that mildly interesting.
Yes, that's right. Only mildly.
Yeah, only mildly.
But the one on the right could be used more because it's just more handy. That might be nearer the person or just at the right sort of arm's length.
Assuming that is the closer to the bowl. But I'm looking in the bottom left corner of that picture, which yes, you can see up on the screen there, and it looks like the foot is facing like to like the one where the roll is on the inside is actually closer to the bowl, based on what I believe the direction of the foot in that picture is pointing. The direction that's pointing. But I might be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah,
I have no other context, and realistically, I don't want any more context.
No. Well, I mean, I would say that configuration of loo roll and it is probably that configuration is called the 69.
Okay, if you say so. If you say so.
Depending on how you're looking at it.
It could be a lot worse, though. I remember seeing a meme once, again, based off this argument over which way is the correct way to have your toilet roll on the holder. And it would say, like, where it's over the top, facing, towards you, it would have it had a tick on it saying, yep, this is right. It then had a picture of it the other way with it towards the wall, and it'd have a cross through it saying this is wrong. So it'd say yes, no. And then there was a third picture of the roll just on top of the holder, not actually in the toilet roll holder, and it just said, you monster. Whereas like an empty core left on the holder, and then the new toilet roll just stuck on top of it, and it's like, yeah, you lazy bastards, just change it over.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, no, that is an easy one. But it does make me think of something else, because it's not an easy one to describe necessarily, is it?
No, I agree.
Which way? And then I saw an advert where somebody was turning a bolt, and they were saying to themselves, righty tighty, lefty loosey, or something like that. That makes no sense.
No, it doesn't make.
It makes no sense, because if you're turning it right, you're turning the spanner to the left. So from your right to your left.
Yeah.
So that's confusing. And also, how do you do the whole of the bottom of it is going left. The whole of the top of it is going right.
Mm-hmm.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
It's too ambiguous.
Yeah.
It's a stupid little rhyme. And it doesn't help.
Yeah, righty tighty, lefty loosey has always confused me, and it's genuinely I just try and turn one way. If that doesn't work, and then try and go the other way. And that one works. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right though. But it's like you have to then think about the orientation of the screw, the spanner, or the screwdriver, and which way you're turning it, and it just gets confusing.
Yeah.
This might be why I'm not a builder or a carpenter or plumber or something. Something that requires using those kind of tools on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm enough of a tool myself. I don't need to use any more.
Right. But I mean, it's common sense anyway. I mean, clockwise and anti-clockwise, but a lot of people haven't got that kind of a brain.
True.
Yes, interesting. How are you? Have you got everything sorted out so that we can have cat of the week?
Yeah, we can do a cat of the week. You ready?
I should have said that to you earlier.
All right, let me do a cat of the week.
Cat.
Excellent.
Of the week.
It's time for cat of the week.
Meow, meow.
Okay, you just completely crashed the whole thing. So I'm going to do it again.
Do it again, and then I will share with you cat of the week.
Yes,
I'll be quiet now.
Yeah, shut the fuck
Time
up.
for cat of the week.
Cat of the week. Meow, meow.
Oh, it's just the two of us laughing over the top there.
Meow meow.
Yeah, meow meow.
Meow meow. Anyway, this week's cat of the week has to be this one here. This is the world's oldest cat. Who I don't know. I mean, it's hard to prove it, but anyway, the world's oldest cat celebrates her 30th birthday.
Okay. I mean, that is impressive. I mean, that's what, double the average cat life?
Yeah, very possibly. Yeah.
I mean, divide that by 9. What do you get?
What?
I mean, cats have 9 lives, so we can now average out how long each life of a cat is.
Oh, that's true.
Of this particular cat.
Yes, but then of course you should also multiply it by 7 to get what it would be in cat years.
I thought that was dog years.
I don't know. I thought dog years and cat years are similar, aren't they?
Yeah, you know what? When I was a kid, that shit used to confuse the crap out of me. It's like, oh, he's 74 in dog years. Like,
yeah,
a year is a year. Oh, I mean, time is a construct anyway, but a year is a year. A trip around one trip around the sun is a year. So dogs don't go around the sun more times than we do. In the same amount of time.
Maybe they do.
Maybe they do.
Yeah.
Maybe every dog is Crypto the super dog, but yeah. Okay, so 30, 7 times 3, 7, 14, 21. So that cat is 210 cat years old.
Yeah, that's not feasible, is it?
No.
No. So 7 years just doesn't work.
No. I am going to count this because I can't do it in my head. I can't brain today.
No, and you can't have a 300-year. Sorry, you can't have a 100-year-old cat that's only 15. A 150-year-old.
True.
I don't know. I mean, there's.
Well, I mean, 15 times. Well, it would be half 210. That would be 105. So yeah, 105 cat years if a cat survives for 15 human years.
Yeah.
It would be 105 in cat years. But yeah, it's actually So per life, cats have 9 lives. So over this 30-year span, it's 3.3 or 3 1/3 years per cat life.
Per cat life, yeah.
Yep. Isn't long at all.
Yeah, I realised that the reference to this that I found doesn't actually have the name of the cat.
Oh.
Which is a shame. We should have the name of the cat. Let me see if anybody's commented the name of the cat.
There you go. Her name is Millie.
There we go. First adopted in 1995. Imagine having a cat for 30 years. Well, there we go.
Imagine having a name like Moondragon.
Yeah. I'm assuming Moondragon is not talking complete nonsense. I'm just saying it as if it's fact. I don't know who Moondragon is, but anyway, Moondragon then goes on to say the world's oldest cat ever lived. The world's oldest cat ever lived 38 years. She was called Cream Puff.
The world's oldest cat ever lived 38 years. He was called Cream Puff. I think there's supposed to be a comma in there to make that sentence make a bit more sense.
See, grammar is important.
Yeah. Grammar is the difference between knowing your shit and knowing your shit.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know whether to believe what Moondragon has to say, but Moondragon, if you're listening.
What was that thing about Dragon Age? Sorry, scroll back down again. What was that thing about Dragon Age I saw? Keep going. Keep going. I feel like I'm doing a breathalyzer test. Keep going. Stop. Dragon Age. The Veil Guard director is leading an unannounced game for Wizards of the Coast, which recently hinted at more Baldur's Gate. Okay, that was less exciting than I thought it was going to be.
That was just a collection. Those are all words I've heard before.
Yeah, so they're all words.
I could read it at a push if I wanted to, but it doesn't make a great deal of sense.
No, and someone's saying thank you.
Yeah. Well, there we go. All
right, I'm going back to not sharing your screen anymore because it's got some weird shit on it. It's going to distract me for a little longer.
So there we go. That's the world's oldest cat that is currently known about. It's 30 years old, and her name is Millie.
There you go.
And I did see a clip, a news clip, where he was saying the owner of the cat, whose name I don't recall. He was saying that actually the secret to this cat's long life. Is that actually since his wife died, he's been treating the cat to a new diet, which consists of warm chicken, salmon from Marks and Spencer's or something, and all sorts of sort of non-cat food, but human food that cats really like.
Now, speaking about Marks and Spencer's.
Yeah.
So I went out to a meeting at the back end of last week.
Yeah. Where that was going.
But my main takeaway from it was nothing to do with work. My main takeaway from this was the people that I'm dealing with clearly have too much time and money. Because they do all their shopping at Marks and Spencer's. They were looking at hot cross buns because it's coming up to Easter. They were looking at hot cross buns on the web, and they ended up on the Marks and Spencer's website at all the different flavours of hot cross buns that there are. I thought there was one flavour of hot cross bun.
Hot cross bun flavour.
Hot cross bun flavour.
Yeah.
But no, apparently there's like lemon and there's chili chocolate and all sorts of weird and wonderful flavours of hot cross bun, all from Marks and Spencer's. And the other thing that I took away from it was it seems to be a thing that you're supposed to reseed your garden in the spring. Now, I've never done this before. Never, not once have I ever reseeded my garden, but everyone in that meeting, and there was like, 6 or 7 other people there, And they're all going, oh, yeah, I went and bought some grass seed the other day. I was in a meeting with another guy who bought some grass seed, and that prompted me to go buy some grass seed. And somebody else will be like, yeah, I was just walking around B&M and found some grass seed, so I just bought it and used it. I'm like, am I supposed to do this? I feel like I'm behind a curve somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, of buying grass seed and reseeding my garden.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it's necessary. You know, I don't have a thick, full, luscious, like, you know, ideal homes kind of garden, but there's green grass outside, and that's all I really care about.
Well, there have been various occasions where, certainly in springtime, when it the weather gets a bit warmer, I've been out and done some reseeding.
Yeah.
Not a great deal to do with gardening.
I was going to say, what's that got to do with gardening, Ted?
But no, surely if you look after your lawn, it looks after itself, or words like that.
Yeah. I am in the market. Sorry, dull moment, everybody, but I am in the market for a new lawnmower.
Right.
I have a Flymo Hovervac, so it's a hovering Flymo lawnmower that hovers over the grass. But I've decided I need one with wheels. These hover things just don't work on lumpy grass, on lumpy terrain. I mean, I'm not talking I've got like mounds or anything. It's not like hiking a valley or something, but it's not perfectly flat, so it does struggle a little bit with it. So I need a new lawnmower with wheels, but what I then want to get is a mulching lawnmower. I don't want one that collects it into a basket that I then put into the green bin. I want it to spread back all over the garden to help feed it. What I want to do.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can't do that if you let it grow too long, though.
Well, no, because as it goes through, it literally mulches it up into tiny pieces.
Okay.
So it decomposes quickly on your lawn and essentially just puts all the nutrients back into the soil.
Do you know what? I never knew that was a thing, and now I know it's a thing. That's exactly what I would be looking for if I was in the market for a lawnmower.
Yeah, see, I think I'm looking for that now, mainly because I'm also really lazy and don't want to have to empty a basket into a green bin and then put the green bin out every 2 weeks.
Who does? That's annoying.
That's it. It's just really fucking annoying.
Yeah.
And what I'd actually do is when it comes to like trimming the hedges, I'd trim all those down, but then just leave it on the grass and mow over that as well.
Well, yeah, but it's a silly thing, though, isn't it? Anyway, to take something that's organic like that, that's also pretty inoffensive. It's grass. I mean, at the end of the day, it's and then take it away from a perfectly good garden, and then take it take it on a road.
Mm-hmm. Not very sustainable.
Well, no, yeah, I mean that's if you take it to the tip, I suppose. But even so, getting somebody to empty a green bin full of grass that, like you say, could be chopped up into. That sounds like a really good idea. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely a thing. Mulching lawnmowers are a thing.
Something new.
And really good for your garden, yeah. They're supposed to be really good for your garden. But people don't like doing it because decomposing grass. But it's, people want the ideal home, the catalogue or the magazine looking garden where it's all nice and perfectly green and perfectly cut and, perfectly well presented. And that means scooping up all having your grass cuttings in a basket and you put it out for, they say, somebody in a big old truck to come and collect it and, pour greenhouse gases out everywhere as they drive around the streets.
Fantastic.
Yeah, when you could just recycle it yourself and use it to feed your own garden.
I've got a great question. The hover mower, does it actually hover?
Yes.
Like a hovercraft?
Yes. So the blades underneath are slightly angled so they push air downward.
Right, okay.
And it lifts the thing up. Which I've also found, like I say, especially on my garden, is not, I don't think they're particularly efficient because they're pushing the grass down with the air pushes the grass down. So there's no, I mean, I guess it gets pulled up as part of the air cycle. But yeah, I just think actually if you have a vacuum, like a normal wheelie lawnmower, which actually has a vacuum over the blade, so it actually pulls the grass up as it's cutting, and then puts it into the deposits it into the basket. I think that's you get a better cut from those as well.
Yeah. Good point.
David's been in the chat. He said,
I tell you what the follow-up. We'll go back to David in the chat, but.
Sorry, David.
Yeah, I was thinking if it hovers, is it then not possible to have it at different levels? So, I'm thinking about having the stripes.
I can do it at different levels. It requires getting a tool out, turning the whole thing over and undoing it and removing spacers.
Oh, screw that.
Yeah, which I cannot be bothered. I cannot be bothered to do that. What a pain in the arse.
Yeah.
David. Yeah. Dave's been in the chat, says, CJ, I knew that was coming. Can't be bothered to pick up the grass. Well, I mean,
yeah,
I can. I mean, I just don't want to. You know, I just don't want to.
Also, you want to feed the grass.
That's it. And actually, it's better. I mean, I might even just start doing that rather than buying a new lawnmower just yet. I'll just get the basket of grass clippings and just sprinkle it over the garden and let it feed the grass. I think the downside to that, if you do it that way, is if you do get a strong wind, you just end up with grass clippings everywhere. You know, and actually, unless you have a proper mulching lawnmower, it doesn't cut it up small enough. So if you do have slightly longer grass, all you're doing is just putting long grass cuttings all over your garden, and the wind will catch it and it'll go everywhere. So yeah, maybe I do need to get a proper mulching lawnmower. But Bex has been in the chat now as well. I was told that sand is good for the garden, so I emptied the sand pit onto it. Not convinced it's done any good, and now looks really shit. That's so good.
Yeah, I think what you're making there is a desert.
I was going to say, it reminds me of when you go to the beach, but towards the back of the beach, you have those little sand dunes with long grass growing out of them. I feel like that's what you're creating at that point. But I imagine sand is probably good for holding off weeds, maybe, or lower growing vegetation like cloves and things like that, because it won't be able to sprout through the sand, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. So, especially with 2 cats. Fuck my life.
Yeah.
Well, the cats probably love it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what you've done is created an entire cat toiletry area.
I would say, just go a step further, Bex, and just take a massive bag of cat litter and just start sprinkling that over the ground. Yeah, that not only will it kill your grass, but your cats will have a giant toilet bowl to use. I think that's a good idea. Yeah. But actually, speaking of animals and waste in the garden, so this is something I learned last week amongst the people that were talking about Marks and Spencers and grass seed and all that shit. Was when you have dogs, it's better to have a male dog because the urine from a male dog feeds the grass, whereas from a female dog, it kills the grass. I never knew this. I never knew this to be a thing. And I went away and researched it, and apparently it's true. And it actually makes sense. When I was living with our mutual friend, Romanic, he's got 2 girl dogs. And yeah, if they kept going in roughly the same spot, you'd start to see the grass die away.
Oh.
So, yeah, I was like, actually, that's really interesting. So it's convinced me if I do ever get a dog, it's going to be a boy dog, so I don't have dead patches of grass all over the place.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go.
Well, that's interesting.
And Bex has come back in saying, awesome advice, CJ. Good job, I hate my neighbours. Are you going to put cat litter over your neighbour's garden? Good shout.
Yeah.
Or I might do that, because my neighbour, he doesn't cut his grass, ever. It's literally a jungle in his garden. I might grab a shitload of cat litter and just throw it out there. Just literally in a can and just cat litter everywhere. Right, take that, motherfucker. I'm not going to cut it for him.
Yeah.
Lazy bastard, do it yourself. Anyway, I killed that one.
Yep.
Speaking of killing stuff, CJ killed the conversation again.
Well, Bex kept it going with saying, it will stink, lol.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, and the cat litter.
Yeah.
David is back in the chat saying, mind you, the desert sand in Africa are blown over to the rainforest in South America.
Well, we get sand from the Sahara, don't we?
Well, that's true, yeah.
Here in the UK. It's quite eerie when that happens, when the sky just turns orange or yellow in the middle of the day, and you're like, what the hell is this? And apparently it's because the clouds are full of sand. And then you go out to your car after work, and it's covered in sand. And you're like, I'm not near a beach. How did this happen?
Yeah.
Stupid weather.
Yeah. We could do with a big wall. Anyway, so it must, David says, so it must work by putting sand on grass.
Yeah, mind you, because the death from that. Yeah. Maybe
Indeed.
Maybe.
Although you would have thought, therefore, that the desert itself would then be sprouting grass.
It's too dry, though. I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's too dry. So there's no chance for vegetation to actually grow.
Mm.
Even though, and I was watching a really interesting YouTube video the other day from a channel called the Plasma Channel about how to extract water from the atmosphere in Africa. And it's like there are like certain parts of desert style or desert terrain Africa where first thing in the morning, just before the sun rises, it's fog. Essentially, it's fog. But if you can run enough electricity through some scientific thing that I don't fully understand, it essentially just condenses that water onto collection plates and then drops it into a tray, and you can start collecting water, which you can then use for like irrigation and things like that as well. I was like, that's clever. But yeah, apparently, so there is water in the desert, just it comes and goes so quickly because it's so hot that nothing can actually grow effectively. Yeah. Unless it has constant irrigation.
There used to be, I don't know if it's in print anymore, but there used to be like a quite a large sort of paperback thing that you could get. It was like, what do you call it, landscape book. And it was the SAS Survival Handbook. And it gave you all the tips you might possibly need, and finding water where there isn't. I mean, it was full of stuff like making fire out of a dog or something, and all this sort of stuff that you would think is impossible. But one of those things was how to create water from pretty much nothing.
And then you get the infantry version: how to make fire with a match,
how to dig and run.
Yeah. How to drink your own pee because you're really thirsty and there's nothing else around.
Yeah. How to get pissed and end up at Colchester Nick.
Yeah. Classic.
Oh dear, oh dear. I was going to tee something up. What else have you got for us?
I was actually going to go on to another animal segment following on from the cat.
Oh, brilliant. Another cat?
It's not another cat. It is actually, in fact, a cow. During an evening dog walk, this person happened upon a cow with a chair on its head.
Oh.
I found that mildly interesting.
Yeah.
Because even cows need to sit down sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because...
On its head?
Yeah, on its head, apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it just put its head through the arm of the chair so it could transport it, because, it doesn't have opposable thumbs.
Well, that's true. And also, the cow clearly needs the chair somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. So, transport the chair with you, because occasionally it might want to sit down.
Yeah.
So, there you go. That was my my mildly interesting animal follow-on from the 30-year-old cat.
Yes. So that was Cow of the Week. Moo moo.
Oh, hang on. Okay, I was going to press the thing again, but I bailed. I bailed out.
Oh, dear me. Let me just have a look.
I do have another animal one, animal-related one.
Let's have another
this one's duck-related. As in our theme song with a quack quack at the end of it, or the classic theme song when we used to go quack quack, that kind of duck. But apparently there was a duck in someone's chimney. So there you go. It's just a duck inside a chimney. Because,
because
it's a duck.
Ah.
Yeah.
Quackers.
I agree.
Yeah. Do you know what I've not had for a while? Roast duck.
No? Not even like some crispy duck from your local Chinese?
Well, yeah, but that's not quite the same, is it? I mean, back in the day, you used to have duck à l'orange, duck in orange sauce. That was always very nice. But I think that's a bit too much for it. That's considered to be a bit of a 70s thing now, or 80s perhaps.
Maybe, yeah. Duck l'orange.
Yes, with a prawn cocktail starter.
Yeah, I've never had duck l'orange, and I do not like prawn cocktail. So,
right.
Yeah. I like crispy duck from the Chinese, but I've never had an actual duck on like a bird on a table. I've also never had duck. Sorry, everyone. It was right there. I felt like I had to use it.
Yeah,
that's what she said.
Apparently she didn't because she wasn't on the table.
Yeah, she wasn't on the table. I've had crispy duck from the Chinese, but I've never had an actual get a turkey at Christmas that you then carve, and never had it.
Yeah,
I don't know what it's like. I assume it tastes much like what you get at the Chinese.
Yeah. The problem with duck is it's very expensive.
Right.
There's quite a lot that gets put on the bill.
Hey.
Hey.
That reminds me of an episode of Count Duckula from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it was like, don't forget, you need to, pay as you check out. And he goes, just put it on my bill. And he puts he was in a hotel, and he's like, I need to get I'd like a newspaper. He was like, should we just charge it to your room? And he's like, yeah, just put it on my bill. And then the newspaper gets sellotaped to his bill. Yeah. Classic duck humor.
Classic duck humor. Right. Should we have some relationship advice?
Oh, maybe, because we haven't had some for a little while. But may I suggest we take a short break first? I need to pee, dude.
It's because you've been thinking about birds on tables.
Yeah. No,
none
of those things.
Okay.
We're going to take a break.
Let's just duck out for a bit then.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
See you shortly.
Wow, that was like the worst coming back to the thing ever. I pressed all the wrong buttons at the wrong time.
It's all right.
Never mind. No. Sorry, everyone. We're back.
Yeah,
Hi.
We're back. We're back and welcome.
Yeah.
Did you put the music on whilst we were gone?
Yeah.
Oh, so you remembered that. That was good.
Yeah, I remembered all of that. But what I did was stop the music, unmute us, and then put our things back on.
Right.
So I just completely messed it up.
Yeah, that's fine. Nobody would have noticed unless.
Well, we all know me by now. I love to beat myself up over menial shit like that.
Yes.
So, yeah. Anyway, what do you got for us?
Well, I mean, this is a bit of a bit of a mixed up one, right? First of all, I think when you're reading something on Reddit and they start sticking their ages in there, and I think the ages here might be quite relevant. Okay. But I'll read the story and you can tell me what you think.
Sure.
The title is "Boyfriend 25M jokes about leaving me if I get pregnant 30F." So, yes, I've been dating my boyfriend for 6 months, and when we have sex, he often jokes that if I get pregnant, he would abandon me. I'm on birth control, and I've told him I have no intention of getting pregnant until we're both ready, because I had a traumatic experience with an abortion in the past. He makes this joke a lot, and it's starting to make me really sad, and I feel like it's not really a joke. I talked to him and he said it's just him being scared about having kids. But now I'm scared to have kids with him too. How can I talk to him about this in a way that doesn't scare him? What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are my shake hasn't mixed in very well and all I got there was milk. Never mind.
That's what she said.
Yeah. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I don't think it looks good, really.
I mean, it's not a good look. I mean, that sounds to me like he just doesn't want kids.
Well, it sounds like he's making the joke, and the joke, there's a bit more truth to the joke than anything, really.
Yeah.
But also, it's the age difference. You've got to bear that in mind. Now he's 25, she's 30.
He was a skater boy. She said, "See you later, boy."
Well, anyway, absolutely. And the thing is, she is. I mean, she's only writing this because now she's thinking about, I'd like to have kids.
Yeah.
Because that's what she says at the end as well. But she's scared to do it. Well, why wouldn't you be? If somebody says that if they get pregnant, they're going to disappear. I think he's not the one.
Excuse me. I don't know. I don't think I'd go that far to say he's not the one. Kids could. I think the idea of having kids could be a real deal breaker for a lot of people. Depending on your views on it. I mean, on the face of it, on that, it sounds like he doesn't want them. She does want them. Mm-hmm. Now, if he's dead set against having kids, he's just like, I never want to have kids. Yeah, he's not the one. That's going to be a deal breaker. But if it's He's just not sure. He's just going, well, I'm 25. I've got my entire life ahead of me, and I'm still partying and acting like I'm 18 because I'm a 25-year-old Zoomer. Then he could still be the one. You just need to give him a little more time to warm up to the idea of having kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much time though?
Well, that's what I was about to say on that was, I talked to him and he said it's just him being scared about having kids. Well, so that's not him saying he's dead against it. He's open to it. He's just scared. He doesn't understand.
Yeah.
And I think she needs to just kind of help him along with that. I mean, maybe, she's... But now I'm scared to have kids with him too. I mean, does that mean she wasn't scared before? But now she is? Okay, she needs to talk about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's scared that if she has kids with him, he'll do a bung.
Yeah.
Which is not surprising, really, considering that's what he's basically said.
Yeah.
Even if it is a joke.
I mean, he's a 25-year-old male. He's basically a child.
Maybe he regards everything as a joke.
So
maybe that's just his nervous joking and actually he would like to have children, but it doesn't. I don't know. It seems unlikely.
His way of saying he's not ready is to make that joke to say, "Oh, I'll run away if you get pregnant." I mean, they've been together 6 months. You'd be like, "Oh, I'd run away if you got pregnant." I mean, give it another 6 months, his tune might change. Who knows?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dave popped into the chat on this one and said, "It sounds like a big red flag there. She's 30 and she's coming to the end of her chance to having them. They should go and see a therapist." I mean, maybe that's the next step after they just sit down and talk about it like the grown-ass adults that they are. But he's quite clearly not emotionally mature enough to deal with kids. He's very scared. He's quite clearly scared about it. But if it's something that if she really wants, she needs to talk to him to find out where he's actually at with that. Because that could, I think, if he's not nurtured in the right way, that will just turn into, I never want to have kids.
Yeah, and I don't think couples counselling at 6 months into a relationship is probably the right time.
I don't think it's necessary at that point, yeah.
Yeah, David's point is absolutely valid, because the thing is, if she thinks, well, he's not ready or, whatever it may be, give him a bit of time.
Yeah.
If she gives him 5 years, if she waits until he's her age...
Okay, 3 on good behaviour.
Yeah, gives him 5 years, she'll be 35.
Yeah.
And then what? What if he doesn't want them then? She's got to give somebody else 5 years. Then she'll be 40.
I think some of it comes back to, I mean, I've never liked the whole, commentary of, oh, my biological clock is ticking and I'll knob off. I mean, okay, yes, it gets riskier the older you get. Yeah. I understand that. I think medicine has advanced well enough to mitigate a lot of that. I won't say most, but a lot of that risk. But the risks will still be there. But the risks are there no matter what.
It's not just the risks. Obviously, there are risks, but there's also the possibility of not being able to.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. That's the whole, IVF is a thing. Okay, it can be costly, but there's adoption, there's surrogacy, there's a few different options there if you were dead set on having kids. But the thing is, I don't know. I'm not a woman. I don't understand how we should feel about that. I don't understand how women feel when it comes to the experience of bearing a child yourself. I'll never understand it, and it's difficult for me to comment on it. But I don't know. I think if you were that set on having kids, even if you're 40, 45, you will find a way.
Potentially.
Or you will. Okay, there's many avenues to explore to get you to that position.
Yeah.
But again, none of it's guaranteed. But even if you're in your 20s and you're trying to get pregnant, none of it is guaranteed.
Oh, nothing's guaranteed, but definitely it becomes a great deal less guaranteed the older you get. And I mean, it's not a talking point; it's just a biological fact, unfortunately. And whilst he might, make silly jokes when he's 25, he might make silly jokes when he's 35. But if he's 35 and she's 40, the impact is on her.
Yes.
So she needs to sort. I think she needs to sort it out.
They definitely need to talk to each other about it. I mean,
need to talk about.
Ted disappeared on us. Oh no, now he's back. Welcome back, Ted. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back. You disappeared on us for a moment there. So they definitely need to sit down and talk about it. But I mean, the face value of this Reddit post is he's immature at the moment and probably shouldn't. But yeah. So what else have we got? So the big red flag. Bex has just jumped in the chat. I think they just need to have the conversation about whether or not he actually wants children. Excuse me, at any point, and then should make a proper decision.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, no, they should have that conversation. The problem is the conversation might be that he's not ready, which that's the problem.
Yeah.
Because by the time he's ready, she might be beyond ready, or not willing to wait, which is perfectly understandable.
Agreed.
Good. We sorted that one out.
Yep.
Well done. We've worked that one out. We've solved the internet.
Yeah, we fixed the internet for the day.
Yeah.
Our work here is done.
Yeah. Bex has come in and said, or Ruby said, I agree, Bex. And then Bex said, at least she will know where she stands.
Yep. Exactly that. I mean, I don't make a secret of it. I decided a long time ago I didn't want kids of my own.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think there's a deep psychological thing going on there, and I think a lot of I don't trust my own skills. I don't trust that I'd be able to, I can barely trust that I can keep myself alive, let alone a small version of me. I don't want to take that risk. Not for me.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So cool. How's about some interesting clouds?
Okay, I thought we were going to say, how about some music?
I mean, we could do that.
I was having a flashback to when we used to do the music there.
I mean,
sorry, go on. Yes.
I can put on some music. You know what? Let's put some quiet music on in the background. There we go. A cloud. Here you go. There's a cloud.
There you go.
It looks like a spaceship.
It does.
It really does. I don't know why I found this mildly interesting, but I found it mildly interesting.
It's because it looks like it's at the end of the road.
It really does, actually. Yeah, it looks like you can.
At the end of the road, and there's going to be that cloud.
Going to beam you up. You're going to get past that road sign that's right there, and it's going to beam you up.
Yeah.
So.
UFOs. What's your thoughts?
I mean, anything that we don't know what it is when it's in the air is definitely a UFO. They don't call them UFOs anymore, do they? They call them something else.
I don't know.
I'm going to Google it. New term for UFO. UAP, unidentified anomalous phenomena. Phenomena.
Okay.
They don't call them UFOs anymore. They call them UAPs, unidentified anomalous phenomena. Because, I mean, anything that's in the air. I mean, God, I remember when I was younger, I was camping somewhere and we saw what I now understand to be the old Chinese lanterns just floating through the air. And all I saw was just this orange little flickering light in the sky. It was dark. I didn't know what the hell it was. So I'm like, there could be a UFO. Yeah. Could be a low-flying airplane or a hot air balloon, or why anyone would fly a hot air balloon at night, I have no idea. But it just turned out to be Chinese lanterns. So but at that point, it was a UFO to me.
Yep,
absolutely. It was an unidentified flying object.
I agree.
UFOs do exist.
UFOs exist because that is a perfectly reasonable term for something that's not identified to you or somebody else.
Correct.
Here's a different question for you.
Go on then.
Do you believe in extraterrestrial aliens?
I do.
Excellent.
I do.
Yeah. What, like close by, far away?
I'm sorry. What?
I mean, do you think they knock around here?
I don't. Well, they might be on Earth. I don't know. You look at some people in the street and you think, Jesus,
Well,
where
that's
did you
true,
come
yeah.
from?
Yeah.
No, I believe in extraterrestrial life. I don't believe that in the vastness of the universe, how big it is, that we could be the only intelligent life forms in the universe. I just don't believe it's possible in
I
this
think it
tiny
definitely-
speck of a planet that we live on.
Yeah.
We just can't, can we? When you think about bugs and insects, bugs and insects fascinate me. You just think, well, there's ants that live in the UK, go to the polar opposite of or the complete opposite side of the world. Guess what? There's ants there too.
Yeah.
Or there's life forms that exist in some places but don't exist in other places in the world, but you think there are similar things, or there are other life forms that exist in those places but not in the first one, and you just think, well, they've all come from somewhere.
Yep.
So surely the same theory could apply for aliens in space. We've all come from somewhere. We've evolved from something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't know the true facts behind it.
Okay.
I believe in evolution. I don't believe God made us. Who the hell's God? And if God made me in His image, fuck me, that guy's ugly. But we clearly have come from somewhere. But like I say, we don't know how big the universe actually is. Even just think about the size of our galaxy on its own. Our nearest star is, I want to say, 4 point something light years away, maybe 7 light years away.
Yeah.
That's just the next nearest star to our own sun, and you think there are billions of stars in just our galaxy alone. We can't be the only intelligent life in the universe, can we? That can't be possible. I just don't believe it's possible for a single second.
I agree.
And I'm hoping David's going to pop in the chat with something to do with the guy, is it Drake's theory? About probabilities of life existing on planets based on where they exist around a star and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Well, it seems that if you've got something that's next to infinite, why would there not be a life somewhere else? And it can exist in a completely different way in which life exists here, and that even happens here. I'll just share you this, because this is definitely a thought.
Yep.
Which is, if you think about it, down at the bottom of the ocean, we've got some weird shit.
Oh yeah.
Okay, like much weirder than you would even imagine when it comes to aliens. And when they do films and TV and stuff like that, and they've got an alien, it's just like, it looks like a human. It's green. It's got like a bit of a bulbous head.
Yeah.
But in actual fact, you think about what we've got on Earth. Little creatures, like you say, insects and stuff like that. If you get a microscope and look at them, they are weird.
Oh yeah, there's some weird shit, aren't there?
Really trippy. And right at the bottom of the ocean, there's stuff that we've never even seen. We've not discovered. We don't know what it is. Why would that not exist elsewhere?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly that. And this whole, like, you said about stereotypical aliens or whatever, how we portray them in film and TV and books and things like that. And sure, there could be some bipedal species that live out in the galaxy or in the universe somewhere, but they could also be, 100-foot tall spiders. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
They could be completely they could be fish that walk on the earth. It could be, we could go into, like, you mentioned last week about Family Guy and the multiverse thing that goes on. There could be a planet out there where dogs rule and humans are the pets.
Yeah.
Or humanoids are the pets. Who knows?
I'll tell you what is a bit crazy, I think. And there might be a perfectly good explanation for this, and there probably is. But isn't it kind of weird that if you think about, there's us, there's elephants, there's giraffes, there's fish, what else? Cats,
Duck-billed classifier.
Different types of humans that have been, all sorts, right? Vegans, lots of different types of creature. and we all share the same thing, which is we've got two eyes.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? Why is it two eyes? I know there are creatures with more than one, more than two, rather.
I mean, there's many creatures with more than one eye.
Yeah. But yeah, isn't that weird? How we've all got two eyes?
But surely that just supports the theories around evolution, right? That we've all essentially evolved from the same thing, just in different directions, and most of us have ended up with two eyes.
Yeah.
You know, and for us as humans, and you know, you think about apes, and they're at the front, but then you know, prey species have evolved to have their eyes on the sides, so they get a good all-round view to protect themselves. Some of these evolutionary traits are fascinating to me.
Yeah.
You know, I know I've mentioned spiders before. I love spiders. Spiders are amazing. You know, most species have 8 eyes. There are some with 6. There are some with none, because that's just how they've evolved. But then you look at like jumping spiders, and people seem to love jumping spiders because they've got 2 very large eyes right at the front, and apparently their vision is amazing. But people love them because they look like big old puppy dog eyes, and they look really cute and that kind of thing. And they rub their things in front of their face like this, and apparently it's really cute. But then they've also got other eyes around them, so they can just see what else is coming. You know, that's their defense thing. But yeah, I don't even know why I got onto that. But yeah, like you say, most creatures have 2 eyes. But then you look at flies. Why have flies developed, you know, the fly vision? You know, where it's that kaleidoscope type thing that I can't remember what it's called, multi something eyes, and it's where they basically have millions of eyes built into their 2 eyes, you know, so they can see all round, but it means that their vision's actually pretty terrible because there's no depth perception or anything like that.
Yeah, that's because it wasn't evolved over a long period of time. That was just done on the fly.
Hey, there it is. But yeah, it means that they've got terrible vision, you know, which is why they all act drunk when you try and catch them, and why they're actually really good at evading you, as you know, when you do try to catch them, because they can see and feel you coming a long way off.
Yeah,
they're very, very good at that. But where's I going on that? But yeah, like you say, it just kind of proves the theory that actually, for the most part, we have evolved from the same source material, if you like. Yeah. What do they call it? What's the thing that crawled out of the sea and we all evolved from? Got a really fancy word and it's gone right out of my head. It's in a song that I really like. Luca?
Badger.
Luca. Luca. And it's actually got it's an acronym or a mnemonic. Something. Right. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So yeah. But then again, so on another planet, they may all have 8 eyes because that would be their evolutionary process.
Yeah.
You know, who knows? They may have gills because they live inside a gas giant, and actually that's the only way they can survive is just by filtering out bad particles from the atmosphere. And speaking of which, David has been in the chat for a few things that we've missed, so apologies for that. Well, they have proven it, whether it's intelligent life, but there is life out there. Okay, they've seen planets with the same gases and atmosphere as us, which proves life on other planets. In question. Okay, these gases would only appear by having life. Possibly. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not the fact checker. You are our resident fact checker, David. So I'll take your word for that one.
Yeah.
Again, it's like if you shifted our orbit as planet Earth, if you shifted the orbit, so it was, I think, maybe just like another Earth's diameter away, the planet would cool down too much that we wouldn't be able to live here.
Yeah.
The planet would be too cold.
Yeah.
Found that one quite interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, things like that are a bit mind-blowing. But then you remember, of course, that planets will have been like that, and that's why nothing has survived on that, or why that doesn't exist.
That's why there is no life on a planet outside of ours in this solar system.
And that is how it works. That's how all of this works. Yes, it seems astonishing that we're walking around or driving cars around and we've got two eyes and we can breathe and we can, write poetry.
Yeah.
But it isn't. It's not that astonishing. What it is the basis of we are what's left.
Yeah.
All the other attempts at that have failed.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to be we could very possibly be a failed attempt at what is possible in 3,000 million years, where something else is possible, but we're not going to get there because we have our own limitations.
Yeah. Well, who knows what Homo sapiens or Homo erectus will look like in 5,000 years' time.
Yeah.
What did we look like 5,000 years ago? I think we were shorter. Mm-hmm. I think there were some quite key differences in bone structure. And we've evolved over time ever so slightly. 5,000 years is not a long time to evolve, but there are evolutionary differences in that time frame between us and them. So what are we going to look like in another 5,000 years? What are we going to look like in 10,000 years?
Well, if you go back a few million and we were a fish.
Yeah, exactly.
Go forward a few million.
We're bigger fish.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long the planet's going to last. I still think there's a few million years in it.
Well, the sun's going to last for another, 100 billion years or something. So, we're going to be okay. I think planet Earth is going to be all right in the end. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're likely to kill it long before then, but it will figure itself out, and we'll start again. Yeah. So, yeah.
The thing is, if we get wiped out by something, which is, why wouldn't be, at some point. The planet will go back to the way it was anyway, as if we didn't exist very quickly.
Exactly. It will actually. I think it would. It would fix itself relatively quickly.
Yep.
And it would just go back to normal, and life would rebalance, and then the next. What do they call it?
Haircut.
Yeah, haircut. Rock, paper, scissors. Top of the food chain, alpha species.
Bravo, Charlie.
Yeah, that we're at the top. We have no natural predators. We are a virus on this planet, if you like, and we're just consuming resource and destroying it. So we'll get wiped out. The planet will reset, and then the next, top tier species will come along and maybe do the same thing. Who knows?
Well, this is the time to bring in David and his latest insertion.
Yeah, he came in with the key gas was methane, or methane if you're American. When that goes back to the proving life thing on other planets, I think maybe that proves there were cows on other planets, because cows fart a lot. That was a cow farting joke. Yeah. Never mind. Do you think we as humans are the first civilization to live on Earth? No, not even close. Neanderthals are the first. We're not people act like Neanderthals, but we're not Neanderthals. Actually, I found that one out a few weeks ago as well. Yeah. Actually, Neanderthals and Homo sapiens are two distinct species. I didn't realize that. I thought we were just evolved from, we were just kind of the next step in evolution from Neanderthals, but no, apparently two completely distinct species. And Homo sapiens were just better. Yeah,
I think there was some interbreeding, but actually, one survived, the other.
Yeah, everyone's got their kinks, haven't they?
So. The other died off. But then it's hardly surprising, is it? Because the thing that different species and different types of animals do is kill each other until one of them's all dead.
Yes.
So that's basically what would have happened.
Yeah, if you're competing for resources and space, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah. But if we're realistic about things, I mean, in fact, we can dig up bones and bits and pieces and bits of old humans, and it goes back a fair while. But that's a very small amount. I mean, it takes it has to be the right conditions for bones to not, over a period of time, just completely disappear, just biodegrade. So in the majority of cases, the bones are gone. All trace is completely gone.
Yeah.
And, everything about the earth, it's all churned up and, sort of turned over many times over, millions of years. In terms of a previous civilization, yes. And there are scientists that suggest that there could have been some sort of, event 12,000 years. I think they say about 12,000 years ago that wiped out civilizations, and then we've sort of built back after that.
Yeah, that would make perfect sense. When we think about the known history of the human race, you get what? Egyptians, Romans, Aztecs, civilizations that do go back thousands of years. But then what was before that?
Yeah.
What happened before then?
Well, the thing is, you look at some of the stuff that was built.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that they probably would find it very difficult to recreate.
Yeah.
And I know life's easier when you've got a whole load of slaves to deal with things. And North Africa in particular, they've got these, like in Egypt, they've got these things that have been carved out of massive stones, or pyramids that have been built, and you think, my God, how could they possibly have done that? We don't know. We don't know what they had, really. We're just guessing.
Well, yeah, exactly. Stonehenge. How the fuck did you move those rocks? That's what I want to know.
And why?
What was that?
And why?
Oh, yeah, and why? Yeah, why? What's the point?
Yeah, why would you do that?
What a waste of time.
Yeah. How many people are involved in that?
Yeah.
This is taking ages.
Yeah. Think of the staff that you need for. I didn't want to say manpower because there may have been women involved too. Think of the staff involved in moving all those rocks. But I did hear something about thinking about the pyramids, that because of what they are, how big those stones are, how they've been built, almost the meticulous detail and perfection that's gone into them, that there was no way they could have used any enslaved people to do that.
Yeah.
Because they would have just refused, and they all would have rather died than, lifting thousands of metric tons of rock. Or they all would have died from lifting thousands of metric tons of rock, under the watchful eyes of the enslavers. But actually, they were probably treated quite fairly to get those projects done. And you could even consider it some of the earliest examples of, good and clean project management from, obviously the pharaohs or whoever the fuck wanted them built. And for whatever reason they wanted them built, but it meant that the workforce actually would have been treated pretty fairly and provided some quite sophisticated tools to do the job. Just because of how detailed and what's the word I'm looking for? Like clean. I don't know. Just to build those shapes the way they've been built to make them look as good as they do. Yeah. They would have needed a loyal workforce to do that, not an enslaved one.
Yeah.
So, which I found interesting.
I mean, there's also, you think about the sort of long-termism of the whole thing. I mean, people were starting projects knowing full well that they would never see it out.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd never get that these days. People want instant results. They're
I don't know.
not going to carve something out of a solid bloody great big thing of something else, are they? Because if they know that that's going to take many, this is a project, it's going to take us 150 years. Who's going to bother?
Well, you say that though. Think about some of the projects that do go on for years. Especially let's think about government-led projects. Governments that will start a project that's going to take 10, 15 years to complete. They know they're not going to still be there, to see that project finish. Prime ministers and secretaries and ministers, they're going to be long gone.
Yeah,
and they're just going to be like, well, we started this, so you just get to finish it now. Thanks, see you, bye. Yeah. That's it. And sometimes I feel that way at work myself. I start a project and sometimes I think, I'm probably going to be dead before this thing's done. But that's just, that speaks more to my project management skills than anything else, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dave's been on.
Yep. Go on.
He said the rocks from Stonehenge came all the way from Wales as well.
I think that's the working theory, isn't it? I'm not sure how true it actually is. Again, how do you prove that? I'm not saying you're wrong, David. Absolutely not. But I'm curious to know how they know that for a fact.
Well, I suppose rock's pretty standard stuff, isn't it? I mean, if you can tell where certain rock starts out, or certainly where most of that rock is, and then you've got a little bit of that rock, 300 miles away, you're probably going to be onto a pretty good guess that somebody shifted it.
Yeah, you could make an educated
one place. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He also said, true, CJ, they would have had to be artisans to create something so unique.
Yep.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was talking about the pyramids.
Yeah. How long did it take to make the Eurotunnel?
Years.
Oh, yeah, that was a long time.
But look at HS2. That's the current big government project that's a massive failure because it's gone on for too long. I mean, how long has HS2 been going now? 5 years? No, it's got to be easily like 7 or 8 years by now since the conception and start of that project. Well, governments have been and gone in that time.
Yeah.
But we're still paying for it and we're still doing it. Okay, it's been scaled back a lot, but someone else is still picking that up.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things that you just like, well, there's talk about it and then you forget all about it. It's like the Channel Tunnel. I remember completely forgetting all about it until one day it was like, oh, look, there's the English and the French are broken through and they're shaking hands. And I'm like, well, didn't see that coming.
Yeah. When did that happen?
Some things actually worked. Yeah, I mean that blows my mind anyway. It's like, how do you do that? It's like 22 miles or something, isn't it? Probably
like
longer
that,
in place. I don't know, but I mean to build a tunnel under the sea.
Under the sea.
The sea. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an engineer, but I call bullshit on that.
Okay, fine.
I don't know how. I don't know how they're doing it, but that just doesn't seem right. How under the sea?
Magic.
Under the sea. The sea's deep, right? That's what I always thought.
Well, the channel though isn't that deep compared to the Atlantic or the Pacific. It's not that deep, and actually burrowing down. Because essentially, what they've done with the Channel Tunnel and the Eurotunnel is it doesn't actually go through the water; it goes under the seabed, for obvious reasons. So obviously, the incline going through just follows the contour of the land around it. It's not like they've just gone, oh shit, we need to put a we've got to the cliffs of Dover and we need to put a lift in to drop down or something. No, they've just designed it so it inclines along with the seabed, and then back up the other side as well. And the same with I think about like the Dartford Tunnel that crosses the Thames. It's the same thing there. It doesn't go through it literally just follows the bed of the river down and then back up the other side. Yes, it's still quite deep, and you're still going down a fair way, but it's not really as deep as you think.
Yeah, you got Mersey Tunnel as well.
Mersey, yeah. Tyne Tunnel, up in Tyne and Wear. They're all the same. They just follow the contour of the seabed, and again, like you say, the engineering that goes into it is mind-boggling to me.
Bex has been in the chat and said apparently the stones were pulled. You can see the tracks in the land around the stones. Oh,
okay. I've never been to Stonehenge, I don't think, or if I have, I would have been very, very, very young, and I don't remember.
I've driven past it a few times.
Yeah, driven past it and gone, Stonehenge.
Yeah,
the largest henge in the world.
Stonehenge.
I say you just kind of as you drive down the road and you're like, oh, Stonehenge. And then you just keep going. You're like, yeah, I've seen it now. Carry on.
Yeah.
What else was Beck saying?
She said, and their positioning is something to do with lining up with the sun.
This is where you could start going real conspiracy theory and going, it's all aliens. Only aliens could have positioned these things with such precision, with such meaning, and the same with the pyramids as well. Only aliens could have built something so, so perfect, and it's like how the three pyramids of Giza all line up or something to emulate Orion's belt or something. It's like, what? I mean, some people go really mad for this stuff.
There is a lot of that, because there's pyramids all over the world.
Yes.
Which in of itself is a bit odd, isn't it? It's like, why on a completely different side of the world with people who would never talk to each other, who would never know each other, who would never travel from one side to the other, how have they ended up all going for pyramids?
Physics.
And what?
Physics.
It makes sense. It makes sense. How are we going to make this thing really big and tall?
People would come up with the same design at around the same time, because as the human race has evolved, so is our intellect and our we continue to drive for learning. That's just built into our genetics that we want to learn and grow. So it stands to reason that people would realize that the shape of a pyramid is actually very strong and structurally sound, that actually they'd end up building roughly the same shapes in different parts of the world at around the same time.
Yeah.
Like and the same when you look at
fire and make wheels and other things.
Yep.
Paper.
Yep. Toilet roll.
Yeah.
Or if you're French, we'll just blow a jet of water up your hoop and call it good.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I love listening to some of the conspiracy theories around stuff like that, especially when it comes to aliens and people trying to prove the existence of aliens and like, whatever, if you say so.
but certainly previous civilizations that could have been wiped out very easily by something. Because the thing is, it doesn't have to be an asteroid. It doesn't have to be, some mega atomic war or something that happened. It could just simply be, a virus that killed us all off, and then there was the next civilization that came off the back of that.
Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep.
All the pyramid. This is Dave says. First of all, he says yes, Bex. The summer solstice. All the pyramids in the world are all also positioned in the same formation on the Orion Belt. Oh, that's what you just said. Oh.
Yeah, I knew Orion's Belt came into it somewhere.
Yeah.
It's one of those that if I get a clear night where I am, I'll look up and I'll be like, oh, there's Orion's Belt, and there's Betelgeuse, and there's Jupiter and Mars, and and if I'm really unlucky, I'll get to see Uranus.
Yeah. What a night. David, what is your explanation? This is what we want. I don't want to know what we know. I don't want to know what people are, what we can say is true. Like, for example, Stonehenge exists, or the stone came from here and there's tracks in the ground or anything like that. Why? What do you think happened? Do you think it was aliens? Are you one of those people? Do you think it was an ancient civilization that actually had power saws and shit? So please do get in the chat and tell me what your thoughts are, even if it may be some sort of conspiracy theory. Although it's not, is it? I mean, that's not conspiracy. It's just a theory.
I say it's just a theory.
Yeah. A theory that some people conspired to build a pyramid. But why did they do it?
Again, you talk about all the pyramids lining up with Orion's Belt as it, goes over a certain part of the world at a certain time of year, or whatever. You can, maybe this is just, messaging that gets transported across the world over time. You can kind of liken that to religion as well. And, you look at Romans and Greeks and Norse mythology, they all have multiple gods that are, in charge of different aspects of life or something, and it seems inconceivable that on different continents around the world, thinking about the Americas here as well, that they had not just one but multiple gods that all did different things, but when you compare them to other mythologies, they're basically the same. God of the sunshine, god of trousers, god of tying your shoelaces together so you fall over when you stand up, that kind of thing. It's weird to me that they all exist or all are believed in at around the same time. With similar traits.
But then it's not that unbelievable if you think, you've got people who, let's face it, they don't know what's going on, right? They're not scientists. They're like, well, we don't know about germs and bloody how things were created and all this sort of business. But what we do know is there's this bloody great big hot thing that comes out every day.
Yep.
Okay, and that's the thing that gives us light. So obviously we've got to worship that.
Yeah.
If we worship it, it'll keep coming. If we don't, maybe it will never come again.
Yeah.
And we'll all die because it's colder at night.
It really is.
So yeah, maybe that I mean, those sorts of things are pretty. That's pretty self-explanatory. Why people would worship the sun in different communities at different times without having any kind of interaction with each other. Yeah. Anyway, as I say, get in the chat with your theory on that.
Yes, please do.
Yeah.
And now for an egg or two.
An egg.
Just smiles at you.
Oh, lovely.
So, just to move the conversation along. Are we suffering from an egg crisis here in the UK?
I don't know. What makes you say that?
Well, I know in America there's a bit of an egg crisis going on where prices have just gone through the roof because there's a shortage or something's happening.
Oh, right.
And it's causing some kind of egg crisis over there. And I'm not sure if it's affecting the UK or not, mainly because I don't really buy eggs. I don't really know.
Right.
I have 6 eggs in my fridge, which have been there since last month's shopping delivery. And they actually last for about 2 or 3 months in my fridge, so I've got no problems with them living there for now. I just wondered if we were in the midst of an egg crisis or not. I didn't know if you knew.
I don't believe so. I've not noticed a shortage of eggs or anything like that. I have bought eggs recently.
No noticeable price hike?
No, I mean, I bought them alongside other things and I bought them by the dozen, so...
Fair enough.
And I don't see... there's a lot of talk about the price of eggs because for some reason or other, there's lots of Americans who've decided that the price of eggs is the standard that you should look at in terms of how the economy is going. I'm not entirely convinced that that's the case.
Yeah.
But no, eggs. What's your favourite kind of eggs apart from in a cake?
I was going to say egg flavored eggs.
Okay, I'm going to rephrase that. Let's say you're going to have eggs, right? You've got some eggs.
Yeah, but
it's like everything else. What?
Poached.
Interesting.
Poached chicken eggs. Yeah.
Yeah, I had some poached eggs. I had quite a few poached eggs actually in the last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poached eggs on toast.
Nice.
In fact, one day I thought I fancy some poached eggs, so I had poached eggs for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Poached eggs on toast. I had 3 poached eggs on toast.
So greedy. 3? Jeez.
Why is it? What's wrong with that?
Is that 3 on each slice, or just 3 across? 1 on each. One slice.
3 over 2 slices.
3 over 2 slices. I mean, that just doesn't feel right to me. That's just. I don't know.
Well, no. I mean, I say that. I mean, okay. But let's get down to it. So the toast, the way that this works is there's a piece of toast in the middle, and then the other piece of toast is cut corner to corner, and those two halves go on the flat side of the toast. that's in the middle.
Yeah.
So I've got not corner. I've got triangle, square, triangle.
Yep.
Okay. So that's a very pleasing configuration of toast.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Got to agree with that. And then on the middle piece of toast, that's where my 3 poached eggs sat.
Fine. Okay.
Now, people talk about eggs. Like, if you say, "Oh, I had 3 eggs," they go, "Bloody hell, 3 eggs." That's because back bloody 30 years ago, they were saying, "Oh, eggs really bad for you because of cholesterol." And then you had what was the face? The one who had an affair with the John Major. What was her name? I've forgotten her name. Get in the chat, tell us.
Yeah.
But anyway, she came out and said, "Oh, you get salmonella from eggs." So there was a big scandal, and people didn't want to eat eggs. Like, just cook them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So anyway, that's the thing. But actually, eggs are good for you. And if there's cholesterol, it's good cholesterol. It's not the crap you get. So anyway, the story gets worse because I had not worse. I mean, it's actually a good story. I say it's a good story. It's just a story.
Right.
Basically, I had poached eggs on toast. I had 3 poached eggs on 2 pieces of toast, and then came around lunchtime, like late lunch. I thought, bloody hell, I'm really hungry now. And then I had the same configuration of toast, and this time I had 4 poached eggs. Now, I have to say, the reason why I had 4 poached eggs is because I put 3 in, and I thought that one had broken, like the yolk had broken on the way in. So I stuck another one in, but actually all 4 were fine. And that was a great day.
I mean, whether the yolk broke or not, that's still 4 poached eggs. It doesn't change the number of eggs you put in.
Yeah, but there is nothing wrong with having 4 poached eggs. There's nothing wrong with having 7 poached eggs over the course of a day.
No, so I apologise for my reaction to your 3 poached eggs. Because I assumed it would have just been like 2 poached eggs on 2 bits of toast or even 1 slice of toast. You know, because the one thing I find with poached egg on toast is you make your poached eggs, it only covers a small portion of the toast.
That's right.
So I'm usually comfortable with 2 poached eggs on 1 slice of toast, and and if it was so then 4 poached eggs over 2 slices of toast makes mathematical sense to me and satisfies my OCD when understanding that kind of proportioning. But so when you said 3, I was a bit taken aback. I was like, "Oh, what 3?"
Yeah, 3
How?
over 2. Yeah. I know.
Took me by surprise.
But the thing, but 3 is a pleasing number. Like 1 is okay. Well, I mean, 1's a bit silly, isn't it? Who makes 1 egg? Like 2's a reasonable thing. 3 is a reasonable number. It's round. 4, okay, 4's pushing it probably a bit. I would admit that, but why not? If somebody said, "I really fancy a big omelette. I'm going to make a 4-egg omelette," you wouldn't moan about that, would you? You wouldn't go, "Oh God, 4 eggs in an omelette." But if you got 4 eggs, 4 poached eggs, for some reason, that's the worst thing that anybody could do.
Yeah, I tend to go for a 3-egg omelette.
There you go. But 3 eggs on toast is like, Jesus Christ, 3 eggs?
Yeah, exactly. I'm having flashbacks to Monty Python and the Holy Grail here.
Yeah.
One shall not count to 2, except then to proceed to 3. 5 is way out. I was having flashbacks. But yeah, no. So yeah, 3-egg omelette is usually about standard, and I think for me that there's a couple of reasons for a 3-egg omelette. So if I buy half a dozen or a dozen eggs, it's easy to divide those by 3. So you can say I'm going to have 4 3-egg omelettes, using this pack of 12, or 2 3-egg omelettes from this pack of 6, or whatever. But then the poached egg scenario goes to, well, I'd rather, I'm happy to have 2 poached eggs on 1 slice of toast. Then again, I can evenly distribute that dozen eggs without too much trouble. So yeah, then saying, "Oh, I'm going to have 4 eggs." Well, if I've only got half a dozen eggs, using 4 of them in one go feels excessive to me and my, my way of thinking. But yeah, 3-egg omelette. So there's that. There's the proportioning side of it out of a half a dozen or a dozen eggs. But then the size of the frying pan that I use as well. And the fillings that I want to put in, 3 eggs is more than enough, because then I put in a bit of cheese, some ham, or maybe some pre-cooked bacon or something, and maybe a bit of spinach if I'm feeling adventurous. I'll put that in there too. But yeah, 3 eggs is usually more than enough. I think I tried a 4-egg omelette once, and I found it was too thick and took an age to cook.
Yeah.
It was not a good, wasn't a good omelette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like a runny yolk or
Not in an omelette, I don't know.
Well, no, not an omelette. I'm talking about poached egg.
I don't really mind.
What about fried egg?
Well, I don't mind either way, as long as it's not so runny that you stick your fork in it and it just spills everywhere. I don't like that. I don't mind, but I don't mind if it's like thick runny rather than thin runny.
Right. Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, kind of. Okay.
Where it's in the process of cooking and it's just starting to thicken up and start to cook through and go hard.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that stage. But if it's like hardly cooked at all, so if we take this picture as an example of these 2 eggs, where what they could do with that is flip that over to cook the other side of the whites really quickly, and that they'd cook through quite quickly, but the yolks would still be incredibly runny. You'd have to leave them in there for quite a bit to thicken out those yolks.
Yeah. Fried eggs are not easy. They need to be. It needs to be a very low heat, and then it sort of builds up. As long as the white is
As long as the white is white, yeah.
As long as the white is white, and then the yolk is runny. It doesn't matter how runny it is.
I agree. Wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Excellent.
We've had some chats coming through.
A bit.
But David says, I believe we as a species have lost a lot of information. We only believe that we haven't been here for long because religion and what we have been taught. Agreed. Well, that's what I mean. It's like before, say, 5,000 years ago, what was there? What do we know? Beck said, told you it was greedy. Was that about the 3 eggs thing? Okay.
Probably. The not Stonehenge, I don't think.
No.
No. Well, the thing about that is, I think that obviously, if religion is trying to tell us that the Earth is 6,000 years old, and we could have had previous civilization 12,000 years ago or more, and quite a long way back. I can see why our appreciation of what's come before is stunted by the fact that we've had, this sort of theology telling us that everything started 6,000 years ago.
Yep.
Hardly surprising.
Yeah. Chasmistic events have caused us to restart our civilization.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah,
that's what it's like.
Why
the
not?
Question you asked earlier, David. It's do we believe we're the first civilization? Absolutely not. I just don't believe that's possible when you think about where we are in our evolution.
Yeah.
In the capabilities that we as human beings have, even just down to opposable thumbs.
Yeah.
I just don't believe for a second that we're the first. We've been around for a very long time. Just as you said, chasmistic events have caused resets.
Yeah. Now, for example, 5 years ago, we had a bit of bad influenza, which people went a bit mad over. But if it had been worse, like massively worse, and everybody died, basically nature would have taken over in a very, very short space of time.
We've seen that film I Am Legend.
Yeah.
With Will Smith, and it's like it's not long after this apocalyptic event which wipes out most of the human race. Buildings very quickly just get overgrown with plant life, and animals take over, and because we're not there to stop it.
Do you know the most astonishing thing is if you ever go near like a military camp that was decommissioned and it's just left there because nobody's doing anything with it. It's just waiting for, I don't know, house builders or whatever it is. Give it a few years, 5 years, 10 years, or whatever. Everything's overgrown.
Yep.
Buildings crumble. There's plant life everywhere, it just takes over again.
Just have a look at my neighbour's house. It's just plant life. I'm pretty sure that house is not structurally sound at all.
Yeah.
There's just plant life everywhere.
So, if that kind of thing can happen, and it was happening during COVID, actually, because people weren't using things. So, things started to get overgrown. And things were starting to sort of repair from an ecological point of view. If that was 1,000 years, it would be unrecognizable.
Oh yeah, it is
Buildings
astonishing.
would crumble.
It's astonishing how quickly nature will start to rebuild itself if you leave it alone.
Yeah.
And it'll just start sprouting life everywhere, and like you say, just repairing itself.
Yeah. Yeah. So if there was an event there that stopped us, in our tracks, as it were, give it a few thousand years, it would be unrecognizable, and a new us could come up, and evolve, and by the time that they were in our position, sort of looking around, going, well, what happened here in the past? There might be no trace of this, all of this.
Well, it'll all get buried underground, and then whatever the next, step in human evolution would be, or the next, primary. Well, I can't think of the word, but that alpha species that lives, that doesn't have any natural predators. They'd come along and start digging stuff up and be like, oh, there's clearly civilization here a few thousand years ago. They'll find, porn magazines buried deep under bushes and all that kind of stuff, wouldn't they? So,
yeah, they would. Bex isn't letting it lie about the number of eggs I may have eaten, and says you shouldn't apologise. My reaction was the same. People have got to chill out about eggs. And
they are
they've got
good
to
for
chill
you.
out about things that are actually good for you. Eggs, milk, by which I mean whole milk, butter, and because like natural things, things that are like one ingredient is an egg. One ingredient is milk.
Seven eggs in a day, honestly.
Yeah,
Sorry, that's what Bex said.
you like somebody moan, oh God, you're eating, drinking whole milk. Well, glug glug with a bloody 20 Diet Cokes in a day. The amounts of different chemicals and things you take it on board.
Yeah, there was something about. Again, I heard it or read it somewhere about we're not supposed to drink milk, but like cats aren't supposed to drink milk. It's actually really bad for you. Now, when you're an infant and you're growing, when you're a newborn and you're drinking breast milk, then that's a different thing, because that is literally everything that baby needs. It should be there, provided the mum is on a balanced diet, etc. as well. But like us drinking cow's milk to the extent that we do as a human race is, there's studies to say that's actually really bad for us.
Yeah,
and I tend to agree. My body doesn't really process milk that well anymore.
Well, some people don't. In fact, the majority of the world doesn't. It is largely Europe or Europeans, or ethnically Europeans that actually can stomach milk. Most places actually can't. But that's just happened over time, hasn't it? Because we've had the cows, and we've sort of got used to it.
Yeah,
and we've
well, that's
evolved to be able to drink it.
That's it. We've got used to it as a source of nutrition and thirst quenching and additive for other food stuffs. Yeah, milk is good for that. And like you say, you can make butter, you can make cheese. I fucking love cheese.
Yeah.
Cheese is life. Like, cheese and bacon. Like, if you told me that you could take bacon out of the world, and I'd be like, well, that's all right, I've still got cheese, I'm okay. Or vice versa. But if you took both of them out of the world, I don't know what I'd do. I'd be like, you've just gotten rid of the two things that exist at the top of my dietary preferences. Yeah, cheese and bacon. I love them both.
Yeah.
And put them both together, it's even better. But yeah, I could live without one if I still had the other. Okay, I would live without both of them. I'd get used to the idea of not having either. But it'd be a really shit time to start with.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. We just run out of cheese and bacon. You're fucked. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
But the thing is, I think we're all right here. Right, you're right with saying that a lot of people shouldn't drink milk, but then statistically, humans probably shouldn't drink milk because it doesn't agree with them. But the global minority, as being a global minority, the people that can drink and stomach milk are able to do that because that's how we have evolved.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all different. Did you wash those healthy eggs down with Red Bull? Says Bex.
So good.
Milk, actually.
Right,
there we go. More milk talk there. Yeah. David comes in and says Earth is unique in the way that tectonic plates also bury its past too. Yeah, that's very true as well. That's one thing I do think about when it comes to the Channel Tunnel. I think, well, okay, if we've got the plates moving and we're constantly shifting around, that's gonna fuck that up.
I'll say in a few thousand years, the Channel Tunnel will break and will flood.
Yeah.
Just simple geology at that point, I think.
Yeah. Plus, the Earth axis slightly changes every time we rotate the sun.
The poles
move too.
Yeah, they said that about eventually. Again, it's a process over thousands of years, maybe even millions. That eventually the poles are gonna switch, and just how the eventually will be rotating on a horizontal axis, and we'll essentially have to live on the Terminator, on the bit where day turns to night, because of temperatures and things like that. So I'm told.
Yeah.
We got David also says, same here, CJ. I think we're talking about the bacon and cheese.
Yeah.
Ted, you haven't mentioned the bacon and cheese turnovers.
Bacon and cheese turnovers. Now that has got to be up your street.
Absolutely.
Now
we spoke about this last week.
Yeah, I know we did. What are you suggesting that we've talked about bacon on this show?
Not at all.
More than once.
We've never spoken about bacon on this show before.
We've never mentioned it once.
No.
Or cheese. Yeah.
Or turnovers.
Talking of that, do you remember in the early years, the Tuesday show early years, we actually had an episode which was all about milk.
Yep.
And then we had an episode, I think it was the next one,
all about cheese.
All about cheese.
And we had mini Baby Bells.
We did taste testing.
Yeah, because we discovered the Gouda Baby Bell.
And they were Gouda.
And they were damn Gouda.
I think we should do another live cheese tasting episode.
Maybe, at some point.
Yeah.
It's one of those where you're going to have to remind me in plenty of time so I can add it to my grocery order. And get some delivered, and then I'll prepare a cheese board and bring it up here with me.
Yeah.
So
anyway, an attempt was made to recreate the bacon and cheese turnover that I told you all about. That was great, and in actual fact, it worked, and they were better than the one that I got from the petrol station, strangely enough. Which sounds obvious. It sounds obvious, but I've got to say that there's a BP station, which is a what do you call it? The M&S food BP station in Bedford, and I had a great bacon and cheese turnover there. I hands down, one of the best I've ever had.
Nice. We used to have, in an old job, we had a food truck come round from Oliver Adams Bakers. Remember those? I think they just changed the name to Oliver's after a while, and then I think they've just disappeared off the face of the earth.
Is that a Northampton firm?
It was an old Northampton company I used to work for, yeah. And yeah, the little truck used to come round, And they used to do bacon rolls, and they'd always go, "Oh, we're only supposed to give you 2 rashers of bacon in a roll," but then they'd end up packing it out anyway, and you're like, "Yeah, thanks very much." But they also did bacon cheese turnovers as well, and my God, they were good. They were so good. This is making me very hungry now. I'm gonna have to go make some food. I think we should sign off so I can go get some food.
Well, hang on. Bex is in the chat again saying that she used to work for Oliver Adams.
Oh, there you go.
Well,
Maybe you used to come and to the company I used to work for. Maybe you used to drive the little food van that they had. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Or make them. Did you make them? Were you a baker or were you
A butcher or a candlestick maker?
Well, yeah. Which is unlikely if you're working for a baker's, but
True.
yeah.
Very true.
I'd like some buns, please.
Yeah.
Well, here you go. I've got a candle. Will that do?
Anyway, I think it's time to wrap up, Ted.
Oh, yes. I'll take your hint this time.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes, so there we go. That was the whatever you call it. That was the live stream for Friday, the 28th of March. We will see you in April. No, it's not a joke. We will be back in April. Actually, what is the day? Oh, it won't be the 1st of April.
No, it won't. It'll be the 4th.
Yes, there we go. So maybe we'll have some tales of April Fool's jokes when we come back next week.
Maybe.
Please do join us if you've got anything to say about this episode. And I'm sure you may have, because we covered quite a few things here. What do you think about previous civilizations thousands of years ago? What happened with Stonehenge? All that sort of stuff. Please do get in, not the chat, but also get in the comments. And you can DM us. And also, as I find myself between appointments, if you have any great opportunities for an individual such as this, then you can also get in touch.
I love you just using the platform for job hunting. I love that.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
That's
Why
amazing.
not? Why not? I use any platform. Anyway, if you've got anything to say about the show, get in touch. You can DM me at Ted James Media, and you could also email the show at
CJ and Ted at thetuesdayshow.co.uk.
Yes, do that, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks very much.
Until then, goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
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 Bye. Goodbye.
Bye.